Hey everybody, thank you for coming to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about Ready to Love. So I am a little bit behind, so I apologize for that, but I know that I had some of you asking me to do reviews on Ready to Love, so I'm going to go ahead and push out my reviews for the first couple of episodes, and then I'll be like on track and be giving it to you on time on Saturdays, no later than Sundays, moving forward. I did not review the casting special because I just didn't feel like it was necessary. So we're just going to go ahead and jump straight into episode 2. Before we do, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and make sure you like this video so that you'll always be notified when I drop new content. Episode 2 is the actual first time that everyone is meeting. They have 10 ladies and 10 men from the Houston, in the Houston, Texas area, all coming to find love. Their ages range from, I want to say, like 31 to about 51. So these are not, the young kids. These are people who are supposedly really wanting to find love. So there were only a few people that really stood out to me in this first episode. Joel is 42, and he is a drilling fluids engineer who is a father of twins. And his daughter, not his daughter, but his wife passed away, so he's a widower. And so he's out looking for love. And the first thing that I noticed about him when he was going through the mixer is that he just seemed really like flirty, really like playerish. And my first initial thought is like, I just didn't care for him, to be honest with y'all. Like his story made him kind of likable, but the way he was maneuvering through the women, it just seemed like, I know that you're supposed to be trying to put on a good impression and get to know the girls, but he just seemed like his intentions weren't all that good to me. The next person that really stood out to me in the mixer episode was Ida. Ida is a 37-year-old development manager, and she just seemed too strong-willed, and she just talked too much. Like, when you are a woman out here in the dating world, I'm not saying you have to like shrink yourself down, but also like you can't be like aggressive and abrasive and all in everybody's face when you're first meeting them. Like the point is to kind of get to know people, let them feel you out, let them suss you out. And so I didn't, at this point we don't know who's going home or who's staying, but I believe that if they're letting like one man and one woman go, I would probably be the woman to go, because she just came on too strong, and you could tell that like she was turning the guys off. The next guy that we had was Christian, and Christian just seemed like a really sweet guy. He actually reminds me of like one of my friends from college. He just seemed like a really nice guy. He was a handsome guy, had a very nice smile, but the women just weren't seeming to like him. They said that he was not assertive enough, and he was a little too quiet. And a lot of the women were kind of automatically friend zoning him just because he was not being assertive enough. So he ended up at one point being pulled off to the side, to the table with a couple of the other ladies, and they were just saying to him, maybe you should be a little bit more, assertive. But by this point, they're like halfway through the mixer, and it's kind of too late. So he actually ends up being the first guy, I believe. Was he the first guy? I think he was the first guy that ended up getting voted off. Then we have Jason, and I have her in my notes as Fly Girl. I think her name is Alexis. I have her as Fly Girl because during the casting special, she went on talking about how, people just know her as Fly Girl because of how she dresses and how she goes about. And but it turns out that Alexis and Jason actually knew each other before the show. Jason is a teacher, and he is the football or basketball coach for Alexis's son. And she said that, she kind of already was feeling him. She just didn't know how to come out and say it to him. And so this was like serendipitous that they met through here. But Alexis was also during this mixer having a little connection with Troy. Troy is, I believe, the oldest man of the cast. He's 51 and he is a regional manager. And so they were sitting out and they were talking and stuff, and they seemed like they connected. But before they like split, he gave her his signature move, which was a kiss on the cheek. And so, of course, she was like, oh, so she felt kind of special. But what we're going to come to find out is that his signature move is not special to anyone. His signature move is not like a signature wig from Besto Styling where it's a one and only custom thing. He spreads it out to everybody. We also have a little bit of history between AJ and Kyra. Apparently they went on a date before, and at the end of the date, Kyra ended up paying for the bill. And so she had a nickname for him with her friends. She named him El Cheapo. And me and my husband ended up having a conversation about this because I was telling him that I have stopped dating a guy because we went on a date and I ended up having to pay for, I didn't have to pay for the whole bill, but I did end up having to pay for my portion of the bill. And it was a turnoff for me. And, you know, it just is what it is. And so I was like, what do you mean? Like, and here's my thing. I don't care what anybody says about the feminist movement and all of this. And that's all well, great and good. It sounds good. But if I'm going on a date with a man, especially like the first few dates, like we're not an established exclusive couple, I expect for the man to, you know, open my doors, to pay for the check, to be chivalrous. That's what I expect, because I am for the most part, I'm a traditional style woman. I believe in gender roles to an extent. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I want my husband to help clean up around the house, and every now and then I will take out the garbage. But overall, I do believe in the man being the provider of the house. And so if you're going to ask me out, I expect for you to pay for me. Now, if I ask you on a date, that would be different. But also, I don't ask men on dates either. You know, when I was dating, like, it was rare that I would ask a man out on a date. Either you're going to ask me out on a date or we're just not going to go on a date. You get what I'm saying? So I agreed with Kyra. Like, that would have been a turn off for me. And so they ended up talking about it, and AJ said that he tried to pay for it, but come to find out that he, I guess, had the wrong card or something. And so that's why he did not pay for it. And so she was like, oh, well, you should just let me know. And, you know, I'm just going to start over or whatever. And I mean, it sounds good. We'll see how it goes with them, if they actually do give each other a second chance. But I don't blame Kyra for like making that a strike against him, because I've legitimately stopped dating a guy for the same thing, you know. So y'all drop down in the comments. Y'all tell me if that is petty or not. Let's hear it. Go ahead. And the rest of the cast, there, you know, we have, I think Chrysanthemum, who is a, flight attendant. The guys really liked her. We had Tressa, who is the comedian. You know, she hadn't made any real connections, but she was still there. And so on. So we're going to get to know these characters a little bit later. We did end up they did end up eliminating two guys this episode. So the second guy to get eliminated was Khalil, who was a 41-year-old teacher. And to be honest with you, he seemed kind of, I thought he was gay, you know, so I don't know. That was just me. But anyway, that was really it for episode 1. We're kind of getting to know everybody. So I'll be back very shortly with my review on episode 2. Y'all drop down in the comments and tell me what you think. And remember, do not forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and like the video. Y'all remember to like the video because y'all been slacking on the likes lately. Okay? And I'll be back shortly.